If you have ever sent money through Zelle and wondered what happens if the other person does not accept it, you are not alone. This is one of the most common questions people ask before using Zelle for rent, business payments, or everyday transfers. In this video, I will clearly explain whether Zelle payments expire, how long it takes, what happens to your money, and how to avoid mistakes that could delay or cancel your payment. Let us start with the simple answer. Yes, a Zelle payment can expire if it is not accepted, but this only happens in specific situations. Understanding those situations is very important if you want your money to arrive quickly and safely. When you send money with Zelle, the experience depends on whether the recipient is already enrolled with Zelle or not. If the recipient is already registered with Zelle using their email address or phone number, the money usually goes straight into their bank account. In most cases, the payment is completed within minutes, and there is no waiting period or expiration issue. The situation changes when the recipient is not enrolled with Zelle. If you send money to someone who has never set up Zelle before, they will receive a notification asking them to enroll. At this point, the money is not yet in their bank account. It is essentially pending until they complete the registration process. Zelle gives the recipient 14 days to enroll and accept the payment. If they do not enroll within those 14 days, the payment expires automatically. When that happens, the money is sent back to your bank account. You do not lose the money, and you do not need to contact customer support to get it back. The reversal happens on its own. Now, you might be asking how long it takes for the money to return after a payment expires. Typically, once the 14-day period ends, the funds are returned within a few business days. The exact timing depends on your bank, but most users see the refund relatively quickly. Another important point is that Zelle payments cannot be cancelled once the recipient is enrolled and the payment has been sent. This is why Zelle is designed mainly for sending money to people you know and trust. If you send money to the wrong person who is already enrolled, the payment usually goes through immediately and cannot be reversed. This is also why many people search for buyer intent questions, like how to send money safely using Zelle, or how to avoid Zelle payment mistakes. The key safety rule is simple. Always confirm the recipient's email address or phone number before sending money. One small typo can mean sending funds to the wrong person. Let us also talk about what happens if the recipient delays enrolling but eventually accepts within the 14-day window. In that case, the moment they complete their Zelle registration, the payment is released and deposited into their bank account. You do not need to resend the money, and there is no extra fee involved. If you are using Zelle for business-related payments, such as receiving money from clients or customers, this part is especially important. You should always make sure the person paying you knows exactly which email or phone number you use for Zelle, and that it is already enrolled. This helps prevent delays and expired payments. Many people also wonder if Zelle charges fees when a payment expires. The answer is no. Zelle does not charge fees for sending or receiving money, and there are no penalties if a payment expires. However, your bank's transfer policies may still apply in rare cases, so it is always a good idea to check directly within your banking app. Another common concern is whether expired Zelle payments affect your account or transaction history. The payment will still appear in your transaction list as expired or returned, but it does not negatively affect your account standing. It simply shows that the transaction was not completed. To avoid dealing with expired payments altogether, there are a few best practices you should follow. First, ask the recipient if they are already using Zelle before you send money. Second, double-check their contact details. Third, if the payment is time-sensitive, let them know to enroll and accept it as soon as possible. So, to summarize everything clearly, Zelle payments only expire if the recipient is not enrolled. They have 14 days to accept the payment. If they do not, the money is automatically returned to you. If the recipient is already enrolled, the payment usually goes through instantly and does not expire. If you are thinking of using Zelle to send money today, understanding this process can save you time, stress, and unnecessary confusion. Zelle is fast, convenient, and secure when used correctly, especially for personal transfers between trusted parties. If you found this explanation helpful and you are considering using Zelle for future payments, make sure you always verify recipient details and enrollment status before sending money. That one step makes all the difference.